Thanks for joining AirHero again for episode 2 of Unlocking Your ASIair Pro. If you haven't seen episode 1, please go back, check it out. I'll give you a little bit of background on the new channel here, and also I'm going to start with steps in episode 1 on how to back up your ASIair. So for episode 2, we're going to go in and we are going to install Astroberry on a dedicated SD card, and we're going to run it on the ASIair Pro. This is actually a prerequisite step for episode 3, which is going to unlock the operating system currently on ASIair Pro that's provided by ZWO, but this step alone will provide some really useful functionality, so we'll go ahead and we'll go through it now. So what is Astroberry? Astroberry is an open source, fully featured astrophotography desktop. It runs on the ASIair Pro, and it's accessible via a web browser or a tool called VNC Client that you can download on any kind of mobile or PC type device. In terms of features, you'll see a lot of software that is popular amongst the astrophotography community. These are pieces of software that you can install on many types of different devices. However, Astroberry has them all available, all together, and ready to use. Another advantage of using Astroberry is that the operating system is completely unlocked out of the box. So if you want to install some additional tools that aren't on this list and you're Linux savvy, you can remote in and install those tools as well. So let's get started. As step 1, you're going to want to go to www.astroberry.io, hit the download button, and download the image onto whatever type of device you're using. And similar to the process we used in episode 1, where we backed up an SD card, this episode we're actually going to write an image to one of your blank SD cards. So to do this, we're going to use the microSD to USB 3 adapter again, and we're going to insert the blank microSD card that we plan to use. And again, I'm going to walk through the process for a Windows computer. However, there's multiple ways of achieving this using different types of software depending on the type of device you're using. In my example, I'm going to use Rufus again. The URL is listed there. You can go down and download that for free. Once you've downloaded that, you can insert the microSD card into the adapter and plug it into the USB port on your computer. Again, you might get some messages asking about formatting or scanning the USB device. You could just say no for now. When you open Rufus, you should be able to see your microSD card listed in the device menu. Make sure it's the right device that's selected. The easiest way to tell is by looking at the capacity on the right-hand side. Full disclosure, I'm not actually using a 32 gigabyte SD card. I'm using a 16 gigabyte SD card, which is more than enough for Astroberry. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. On the right-hand side where it says select, you're not going to use the drop-down. You're just going to click the button, and you're going to select wherever you saved your Astroberry image from the website download, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to click start. Note that depending on what you have on the SD card already, you might get some scary messages about erasing the data on the device or multiple partitions detected. That's okay as long as you're sure you've selected the right device. Just click OK and the process should begin. So it'll take about 10 minutes to transfer the Astroberry image from your computer to the microSD card. At this point, between episode 1 and episode 2, you should have 2 microSD cards, one that contains your ASIair master image, and one that contains the image now for Astroberry. You've still got a third blank microSD card to use for episode 3, and then in the image library on our computer, we've got copies of the ASIair master image and also a copy of the Astroberry image. Now it's time to give Astroberry a try. Go ahead and remove your ASI Master SD card from the ASIair Pro and just go ahead and insert the new Astroberry image you just created. Here I've got my Android tablet. I happen to have a keyboard on this one. It's not required, however it is nice to have. Because this is web-based, you can use a variety of different devices. After you plug in the ASIair Pro and turn it on, you're going to want to wait several minutes for it to boot. You will not get the beep that you traditionally are used to hearing with the original ZWO operating system, but go ahead and look for wireless networks, and you'll know it's done booting when you see a new SSID called Astroberry. After you see this SSID, go ahead and connect to it, and simply open your browser and navigate to https://astroberry.local. Made it this far, you've done it. You've successfully installed Astroberry. Go ahead and open up the browser, hit the connect button, Go ahead and put in the password. The default password is just Astroberry, all lowercase. And at this point, you'll get the desktop. You can just browse up, take a look around at the menus and the various pieces of software. You'll see familiar titles such as Fire Capture, K-Stars, and much more. Astroberry can be a lot of fun to play around with, especially if you have other products that are not ZWO based. My preference is to still use the ZWO operating system. However, I've unlocked mine so that I can add some additional products and features to mine that I will go into in some of my future videos. If you're interested in this, I cover it in depth in episode 3. Please subscribe if you're interested and you want to be notified when I release this next episode. Thanks for joining.